Hey Nines, it's Mr. CHEN-KE here. I just wanted to make a really short video today walking you guys through the To Kill a Mockingbird text response essay cat. So I'm going to use my 9E1 class as an example, but for my 9G3 English class, it's exactly the same thing. So what I need you guys to do is to head onto our Google Classroom and have a look at the very first post on the stream. So on this post, I have attached 3 essential CAT resources, as well as just giving you guys a little bit of an overview of the key dates for your CAT and also where to submit your CAT. But I want to walk you guys through these 3 essential materials today. So the first material I need you to open, and make sure for each of these materials you are clicking File, Make a Copy, and then saving it to your own Google Drive, or clicking Download. So you download it and save it to your own desktop. So material number 1 is your CAT sheet. This is probably the most important document, because on this CAT sheet you have the 2 topics for your To Kill a Mockingbird CAT. So topic number 1 is To Kill a Mockingbird is a story about Scout and Gem's coming of age and the important lessons that they learn discuss. Topic number 2 is a quote-based topic. So the quote is, "I hope and pray I can get Gem and Scout through it without catching Maycomb's usual disease. Racism is the main form of prejudice and discrimination in the novel. Do you agree?" So remember, for this CAT, you only need to write an essay based on one of these topics. So you want to choose the topic that you're most comfortable with, the one that you have the most to write about. I also just want to direct your attention to the requirements that are listed on this CAT sheet. So all students must complete and submit an essay plan along with your actual essay next week, which I'll explain in a moment. The essay is approximately 600 to 800 words, that's how much I'm expecting, but if you do go over the 800 word limit, as long as it's not over by an extreme amount, that's okay. Your essay will be assessed against the rubric, which I'll also explain in a minute. Make sure you're proofreading your essay after you finish writing it for spelling and grammatical errors, and you are allowed to type your essay for this CAT. So you're more than welcome to type your essay on a Google Doc or on Word. Just remember though that you have to submit your essay and your essay plan as a PDF document. So make sure that you click File, Download as a PDF if you're using Google Docs, and it's the exact same for Microsoft Word, and actually converting your documents to PDFs before you submit. This week, I want you guys to submit both your text response essay along with your essay plan to the learning task on Compass titled Sem2 CAT To Kill a Mockingbird text response essay. So if you head on to our Compass and you click on the Learning Tasks tab, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you should find this learning task. And I've flagged it as important, so you should see a little flag next to it as well. So make sure you're converting both your essay plan and your essay itself to PDFs and then submitting it onto this learning task. When you do, you'll get a green tick next to your name, and that's an indication that you've submitted the CAT. So before you guys actually start writing your text response essay, make sure that you're completing a plan. So both my 9E1 and my 9G3 English classes will have one period on Friday to complete the plan. And you want to complete the plan using this essay plan template that I've made for you guys. So again, choose your topic and copy and paste it into this little box. Highlight and define keywords in the topic that you've chosen, and then try to find some synonyms for those keywords. So words that mean similar things. And then you want to formulate your contention. So you want to ask yourself, do I agree or disagree with the question or the statement in the topic? How am I going to interpret the topic, and what's my point of view, what's my opinion on the topic? So after you formulate your contention, you want to write out really rough topic sentences for each of your 3 body paragraphs, and then from there it's really just a question of evidence. What kinds of evidence can I find to support each of my topic sentences and support each of my body paragraphs, which in turn will justify my contention. So if you're, for example, writing a body paragraph about racism, so what ideas are you going to talk about? Are you going to talk about the idea that racism is systemic in the American South and in towns like Maycomb? Are you going to talk about the idea that racism is often the cause of injustice? What characters are related to racism? Perhaps you could talk about Tom Robinson and Calpurnia. You could talk about Atticus, who defends a black man. You could even talk about Gem and Scout and what they learn about the world around them through racism. And then you want to find key moments or key scenes in the book as evidence to support your point. Very important, you want to find some quotes that are related to your body paragraph. So taking on that same example, what are some quotes that are related to racism? You might even want to touch on literary devices. So are there metaphors, similes, imagery, symbolism in the book that relate to the ideas that you're writing about in each of your body paragraphs? So finally, Year 9s, I wanted to just walk you guys through the rubric really quickly. In particular, I wanted to focus on a specific criterion. So you should go and read this rubric in your own time. Again, just read the outstanding excellent range. That's what all of us are aiming for. But I wanted to make a specific point. So if you look at the very last criterion, which is personal and social responsibility, you're actually going to be marked on, so I'll read this criterion to you. Student is able to prioritize areas for improvement that are identified through peer and teacher feedback. So you're actually going to be marked on whether or not you're taking on board my feedback and trying to improve the areas that I've identified in your actual CAT. So you guys would have submitted your practice essays yesterday. In fact, I just got about 5 practice essays submitted today because I granted a couple of extensions. So I'm going to be reading and marking your practice essays, and I'll have the feedback ready to you guys before next Monday when each of the classes will begin writing their actual essays. So make sure you're reading my feedback when you get it, and make sure that you're just trying to apply some of the feedback and some of the areas of improvement that I've identified in your practice CATs in your real CATs. Also notice that you're going to be marked on the quality of your initial brainstorm, which is another word for planning of your ideas. So I'm actually going to also be marking you guys on the quality of your essay plan. So make sure your essay plans are top notch. Alrighty, Year 9s, I hope that video helped and you're feeling a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more clear about the To Kill a Mockingbird essay CAT. So remember, you have 1 period to complete your essay plan, which will be on the Friday, as well as 2 periods next week to complete the writing of your actual essay. And for my 91 and 9G3 classes, those periods next week where you'll get to write the essays will be slightly different because we are obviously working on different timetables. Alright, so if you do have any questions about the CAT, make sure you find me an email. Otherwise, Year 9s, you've done a mountain of work this term. I'm really proud of your efforts regardless of your performance on the CAT. Just make sure you're trying your best and let me know if you need my support. Thanks, Year 9s. I'll see you guys tomorrow as well as next week. Bye.